I don't know who's hosting. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to week 2 of the Fall Brawl for the PMA LCS. Tonight we bring you a exciting matchup on this Friday night that you definitely want to watch instead of doing anything else tonight. Between Juice Me REE and Labby's LIGMA. An exciting matchup that has a lot of implications for placings going into playoffs. At the moment, in the Chadwick division, they have 2 teams who are 2-0 and 2 teams who are 0-2, and both of these teams are currently 0-2. So if anyone manages to make it out with a 2-0, it could have a lot of implications for where either team stands at the end of the season, going into the playoff bracket. I'm here with Matt Maye Drake and Josh JJ Bell, and I am Rafal Gladys.
And I'm Uncle Jemima.
That is Uncle Jemima. Sebastian?
Yeah.
I forget your last name. I apologize.
It's all good. It's really, really hard to pronounce.
And we are here with an exciting game that is hopefully starting soon, that we are beginning to work out. Yeah, and we are very excited. Are we good to go, gentlemen?
I think we're good to go. If I can boost the Discord, that'd be helpful, I think, to our viewers.
I think that boost the volume of commentators.
It might be just your video capture needs to be boosted, and or just our volume.
Just boost the volume of commentators, you say?
Yeah, so your desktop audio?
Yeah, I can do,
yeah.
That should help there.
I believe in you, Matt.
Alright, there we go. That should be a lot louder now. Alright, we're gonna do this pick ban.
Alright. Casters are ready, and they should be starting very soon.
Alright.
Yeah, the volume's good. Nice job, Maya.
Alright, there we go. We are into pick ban. First ban is Yasuo against the Bear Jr.
That's about right.
Yeah, that's about right.
You can get a Bear Jr. in the chat, boys. Spaghetti.
Excuse me.
Spaghetti.
An Ari ban and a Lee Sin ban against Labby himself.
Not surprised. He put in a lot of work on Lee Sin. Probably one of his most premier champs, yeah.
Indeed.
However, he is slated for support, but he can cross between jungle and support roles. So still just overall a really, really good ban. Kind of forces him on the support, to be honest. We lost JJ Bell.
Caitlyn ban, which is against Chad Penguin.
Indeed.
That should be against Chad Penguin, likely, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, Chad Penguin and Biscuit Hat did really well in the bot lane last week despite losing, so hopefully they can continue putting out strong performances and maybe get a win this week.
It's definitely a pivotal point for them, to getting that bot lane ahead. Hovering on the Irelia, which could be going mid or top, who knows? On any of the Juice Me people.
Indeed. I've heard rumors of Irelia jungle. Not necessarily from this team, but I've heard that people have been playing it. And we have seen an Irelia support in the PMA LCS before, so hypothetically, you could go pretty much anywhere.
I think just meta-wise, Irelia has been really strong in the top, mid, and AD carry role. So you can really take that champion anywhere because of just how much pressure and how much dual ability she has, to where she can be flexed to pretty much 3 lanes.
Yeah, it's definitely a very smart blind pick.
Absolutely.
Kaisa coming out for Chad Penguin, which is one of the strongest ADCs right now. Kaisa's very versatile, so nothing crazy here.
He's looking to carry.
He's looking to carry on this Kaisa, for sure.
Kaisa Alistar, which I think was one of the bot lanes they did last week and had a lot of success with.
It's a very strong bot lane. I think we saw Bung play the same bot lane last night, and we're very successful with it. So.
Shout out to my team. So it'll be interesting to see here what they pick up. I honestly think they pick up their bot lane here. There's no reason not to. Knowing what they're going up against, they can just make the call right now. Especially with that Irelia being flex either mid or top. And it does look like it's going to be a Sivir Morgana. They still have a lot of flexibility because that Morgana can still go mid.
Yeah, picking up some PMA LCS favorites with the Sivir and the Morgana.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty consistently strong picks over the last few months.
They typically have the highest win rates in the league as well. So
Yeah,
not blame
absolutely.
at all for them picking those. And it's Morgana works pretty well into Alistar also. So
J4 pickup there. Who's the jungler on LIGMA?
Likely Labby. This kid plays a lot of Alistar. I'd be surprised if it wasn't him playing it.
Yeah.
It's a nice, strong early game jungler, which can get their lanes rolling. Might be looking for that level 2 cheese bot lane. So
I know Yurion has put in some more Jarvan as well. So they still have that dual ability. Again, because this is open roles in this tournament, they just have a lot of dual ability. Like right now, they really don't know if that's an Aurelia top or bottom. They haven't committed that yet. And I'm pretty sure they haven't committed that yet. Because I'm sure both of the laners have practiced Aurelia enough to where they're comfortable on both roles. But we're going to see an Ornn ban here for REE. So maybe that's a little bit more towards the top side. I know for a fact Aurelia doesn't do the best into Ornn because of the fact that Ornn is just one of the best tank champions in the meta right now. It'll be interesting to see what they go from here, though.
Yeah, looking at the bans from Ligma, a lot of champs just banning a lot of champs that just have the pick potential and the ability to pull out that Kaisa. So I think they're definitely going to be trying to play around Chad Penguin in the bot lane.
it's interesting to see the Zac ban. I'm pretty sure replayed that earlier on, but don't know if it was with the most success or not. But must be one of them.
I have a stream. Turn yourself up. They cannot hear you.
Turn myself up. Okay.
And also turn me up because we can barely hear me as well. The only person we can really hear is Rafal.
Alright.
Hey.
Ooh, and a Cho'Gath pickup from Labby's LIGMA.
Very beefy team so far.
Let's see what we can do.
Oh, it says only Maya is bad. Never mind. Don't worry about me.
Oh, alright, we're getting turned back down. Joke's on
Also,
you.
also F11.
Alright, Cho'Gath picked up for... who knows, really, but could be very...
And a Yorick pick, so I guess it's Aurelia mid.
It is Aurelia mid. Yeah.
Elliot on that Cho'Gath. Nice top laner. It's pretty passive.
It could also be a Cho'Gath mid. There's
Potentially.
I mean,
wait a minute.
Ooh.
Oh wait, that makes total sense. I don't know why I was confused. That totally makes sense. Wait a second.
The Warwick.
yeah. So Aurelia mid, Yorick top, Warwick jungle, Morgana bot, Sivir bot. Yorick being a premier champion for Juice Me Daddy.
Indeed, it's surprised that it got through pick ban, actually. Got through pick ban. Then Sona.
And Sona lock-in?
Sona
That
mid?
must be a mistake.
No.
That's a Garen, we are being told.
Garen, alright. So Garen,
That is a Garen.
Garen
So
top,
there's a
Cho'Gath mid.
Oh,
Cho'Gath
okay.
mid.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Alright.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's a Garen. It's a Garen. All right. Cool.
Not a Sona. What a shame.
Okay, so the Garen is going to be chosen to combat that Yorick top lane. I don't know how well Garen actually does into the Garen.
Well, Garen can get stuck by Yorick's little wall thing. But if he all-ins him aggressively enough, he might be able to get a strong trade out. I think it just depends on if they're timing their aggression well, and how if they're letting themselves get caught out by certain abilities.
Don't change to the League client. Don't look at the League client.
Oh, it's good though.
Oh my god. It's all good. It's all good. Just leave the League client up. The jig is up. So yeah. I think the Garen pickup there is pretty strange. I would have thought maybe Juice Me Daddy had gone for possibly. Well, the Ornn was banned actually, so maybe not. Maybe Yorick was the best pickup given the situation. Also, a Yorick blind pick isn't the worst in the world because there's nobody that like really just takes out Yorick in the laning phase. There's no like a direct counter. Maybe a Rumble or anything else like that may directly counter Yorick, but nothing in Juice Me Daddy's champ pool, in my eyes, really counters that. So I think the Garen pickup is as good as they can get, like at least in my opinion.
The Garen is also likely for Bear Jr., who will be moving into the top lane for this game. Unless it's Garen mid, but I'd be surprised by that.
I don't think it's Garen mid. Yeah, Bear Jr. is pretty premier on the Garen. We've seen him carry a lot of games on the Garen. So I do think it is in fact on the Cho'Gath mid, giving that extra bit of support. I think, and also Cho'Gath isn't the worst against the Aurelia as well. It just really depends if Aurelia does go for the Conqueror, Keystone, which is probably one of the most popular keystones for Aurelia at the moment. But we do see the Warwick and J4 matchup. Matt, what do you got to say about that? I don't play jungle to save my life, so give us a little bit of insight on that.
The Warwick can be quite suppressive into the J4 early. Basically, if there's an early game fight between the Warwick and the J4, the Warwick's gonna completely dumpster on the J4. So basically, Labby's gonna have to try to avoid their jungler as much as possible until at least he's 6. They can still exhibit the same early pressure, but in a 1v1 situation, the Warwick will prevail.
And unless we're seeing some lane swaps, it's looking like it's Juice Me Mommy in the jungle and Juice Me Blue lane. Juice Me Blue is formerly known as who? I actually don't remember what his username used to be.
Blue Flame.
Blue Flame 96. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, he's a mid laner. That makes sense now.
Yes.
Yeah, he is in fact a mid laner. As soon as I saw the Warwick pick, because the Aurelia is a champion that we've seen Juice Me Daddy pick up many times. As soon as I saw the Yorick pick, that pretty much confirms that it is Juice Me Daddy on the Yorick. We've seen him do a lot of work in the past, being that split push pressure, and honestly, nobody wants to go against a Yorick. I don't care who you are. Yorick, if he's in a team fight, is very, I guess the term would be annoying. Can be very annoying with that pick potential on his little gate that he has, where it traps people in. And Juice Me Daddy has used that champion to its fullest potential. But again, I do think that is going to be more of a split push Yorick, putting in the pressure on the side lanes and forcing multiple members of Labby to go up and directly deal with the Yorick, and that kind of sets up for a 4v3 or maybe even a 4v2 situation, depending on how many players from Labby decide to go and deal with the Yorick split push. But it's still a very big presence no matter where you are in lane.
I think something to look at is the summoner spell choices, where REE has chosen to take 2 teleports and no ignites, and Labby's team has chosen 2 ignites, one at the top lane and one at the support. So they're definitely looking for a lot more early pressure, and I'm not really sure how they're going to be able to do if the game drags on. They don't have a teleport on that top laner if he's not fed.
I think Yorick, even though he may not be fed, can still apply a lot of pressure. Just drop the maiden down in the top lane, and you automatically have instant priority in that lane,
Well,
and that can be very
mean more
good.
that if the Garen doesn't get ahead,
Oh, I see.
how does he
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
pressure without a TP?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Garen not having that TP just really puts his bot lane in a very bad situation because he can't go for those TP plays. Like if Kaisa and Alistar are pressing up on the Sivir and Morgana, I don't know how that may happen. However, if it does happen, Yorick definitely has the advantage into backing up in the lane, creating a 3v2 or maybe even a 4v2 where all 4 members, including Juice Me Mommy, show up to that bot lane and to just try and snowball Sivir and Morgana. Garen doesn't exactly have that same ability. However, it just really depends if Bear Jr. decides to go for that split push build as well. It just really depends on the itemization choices that come out, I think, maybe 5 to 6 minutes in the game.
Yeah,
if that Garen goes Triforce, it's gonna be a split push Garen trying to deal with the Yorick.
And Bear's Garen is very infamous for just being a huge split pushing threat that nobody really knows how to deal with. And so it's a really defining factor for how teams play against that is how do they handle Bear's Garen and how do they rotate against it. So
yeah. I think a big thing to notice is that both teams have a lot of champions that are able to punish mistakes.
Oh yeah.
On the REE side, we have the Aurelia, the Morgana. Pretty much everyone has some sort of ability where if someone steps too far up, they will get killed against that team. And a lot of similar things can be said for the side of Labby. Not quite as much as the side of REE, but they definitely have a lot of opportunities where if someone steps up or gets caught, they can blow them up very quickly with the Alistar and the Jarvan.
Something that we haven't really mentioned about is mid lane. The Cho'Gath versus the Aurelia. I'm not too well versed in mid lane, and there's not really anybody in the caster desk that is very versed in the mid lane pick. However, both of those champions scale, and they scale pretty hard. However, in my opinion, it goes more towards the direction of Urion on that Cho'Gath because Cho'Gath can be a very, very pivotal early game lane bully. You know, has the silence available, has a lot of sustainability with the void spikes that Aurelia can't really deal with. At least early on, I believe, before she gets that Tiamat, before she gets that Triforce. And it depends on what Blue Flame actually, or rather, Juice Me Blue goes on Aurelia first. I know a lot of Aurelias like to go for the Tiamat first. However, maybe that's not the correct decision, and maybe she goes for a Hex Drinker first, depending on how much pressure that Cho'Gath is putting. So I think in the mid lane matchup, it goes towards Urion, because it doesn't matter how much tank you build. True damage will always prevail with the chomp. So I think that's going to be one of the most volatile lanes, and I think that's going to be the lane that pretty much decides which team is going to be ahead, in my honest opinion.
I think that as the game goes on, as long as Labby has not, if their team has been doing okay in terms of not dying too much, not losing, falling too far behind, I think they're just going to have it because of how tanky they're. You know, no one on the REE team really has the ability to effectively melt tanks if they get too big. So the Aurelia is going to have to be putting a lot of pressure in early because of the Cho'Gath just gets too tanky. I don't really know what she can do to it.
So, with that in mind, Rafal, who do you have winning Game 1 of this series, just based on team compositions?
I would probably have to give it to Labby at the moment.
Okay. Maye, who do you got winning this Game 1 fiesta?
I also think it's going to be Labby's teams. They just have I just think their team is more well-rounded, and they have some pretty easy win conditions. So
Oh, okay. So you think the skill floor a little bit more towards the side of Labby's Ligma?
yeah.
Gotcha.
Also,
Well, it seems like it's a 5-point. Oh, by the way, who's doing play-by-play?
Indifferent. I can.
I would probably.
also
Or I would probably have you
Sure.
do play-by-play if that's okay with you.
Yeah, no problem.
my computer just freaked out.
IA's
Hang on.
team appears to have frozen on the game right now, unfortunately.
Yes.
So we're doing a little bit, some odd commentary. For those who don't know, Bear Jr. has
Okay.
actually opted into going mid lane against the Aurelia, so they're basically just having a top lane matchup in mid lane.
Don't know why.
And
it
he's
freaked
taken a
out.
Doran's Blade.
I was able to run this with like 120 frames streaming the other day, but okay. Let me just try restarting the client.
Yeah, that might just be it.
I'll try that.
Yeah, looking at this, just the first couple minutes. I mean, obviously you guys can't see it, but I'll describe it as best as I can.
You gotta be a
Bear-
baseball commentator.
Yeah.
No one noticed.
Bear Jr. is putting a lot of aggression onto and the dying a lot of damage to this Aurelia, and she is not really able to hit back most of the time, so he's going to be trying to put a lot of aggression in and maybe get a kill with that Ignite.
Also, interesting to note, that is in fact a Garen mid. So Cho'Gath actually not being in the mid lane is actually going against the Yorick top in the mid lane matchup. So just go ahead and disregard all of what I just said.
Yeah, I think that the Cho'Gath against York is a pretty safe matchup for the Cho'Gath. Obviously, he can still get caught by the some early aggression from the bot lane. Still, no one can see it, but a lot of early aggression from the bot lane of the side of Labby's team.
Yeah. By the way, we can't see the stream.
I'm
just
working on it. It's...
All
Okay,
right.
there we
We're
go.
getting back- we're
We
getting
should
back
be
in
good
the
now. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Do you see it now?
Oh,
the
or
overlay's
you're
not
just
there,
now
though.
loading in.
Overloads. Wait, did the stream cut or?
Difficulty. You're on going really aggressive here on Juice Me Daddy, really utilizing that. Like I said before, usually in the mid lane, now in the top lane, just early with that corrupting potion,
Right.
Yurion is going to feel really safe off of his passive, just going ahead and healing a lot of the damage that's going through.
All right. Yeah, I think we're good now on stream. We should be anyway.
All right. What's your current time in game? So
4 minutes now.
Okay. See if you can maybe push to live a little bit. I think we're just a couple seconds ahead of you right now.
Yeah.
How do I get rid of
Just
time bar?
speed it up, and it should
Yeah,
just.
no, I'm trying to. Let's go up to 423.
Yeah, that's exactly where we're at.
7,
Nice.
8,
Mhm.
9. Okay,
Perfect.
cool.
Yeah, Bear Jr. is already starting off with a pretty big CS lead against Juice Me Blue.
Yeah,
Right.
30 to 18, putting a lot of pressure onto this mid lane pick. Oh, as we see Juice Me Daddy trying to be as aggressive as possible onto Yurion, but misses the little cage ability with his E. Still, Yurion doing really well, sustaining in the has their shield. I don't really think Juice Me Daddy can surprise him with the damage going out with an early game Yorick.
Yeah, the ghouls are doing a little bit of damage over time on Yurion, but he is able to kill them with the Cho'Gath pads. He's healing up pretty effectively, not taking too much damage as long as he's able to just not get bursted down in a short period of time. He can heal up pretty easily.
Yeah, and he's also out of mana. Yurion
Oh, bot lane.
pretty low as well, but we're gonna go to the bot lane.
Biscuit with a stun onto Juice Me Kami. The Juice Me Kami is coming in. Biscuit is getting targeted. Oh, he's trying to walk away. He's getting exhausted. Juice Me Mami is getting very low. A heal coming out of Chad Penguin, and Ignite onto Juice Me Mami gets killed by the Ignite. As Chad Penguin and Biscuit are going out to Juice Me Hoagie, who is so low. Double kill Star, the support carry coming in.
You like to see that if you're a Biscuit
Oh,
Hat.
you do. Biscuit
like
Hat's
to see
very
that.
happy.
He might have liked giving those kills over to his ADC, but you know,
Hmm.
Fed Alistar is also pretty scary. So
Yeah, Alistar's going back to base with about 2,000 gold in 6 minutes.
Yeah.
So he'll be pretty beefy when he gets back to lane.
indeed.
I mean, it also harkens a lot to the early levels. Juice Me Hoagie is now compared to Chad Penguin, and has to settle for two long blades there, or long swords, as opposed to the back that Chad Penguin is going to have.
And a
already
call,
a
you
CS.
hate to see that.
Yeah, he has to invest in the call early, trying to get a little bit more value once he does have that 100 CS mark.
Yeah, meanwhile, Chad Penguin is able to come back with a recurve bow and a pickaxe, so he's going to be putting out a lot more damage than Juice Me Hoagie in these early levels.
Yeah, that's a pretty significant buy in terms of getting that Rage Blade early, only missing the big part of the Blasting Wand. Maybe should have invested in the Blasting Wand early, but I guess he values attack speed above all else in this early game matchup versus Juice Me Hoagie, as we see a gank in the top lane.
Getting top lane ult has been dropped by Juice Me Daddy. Urion tries to flash away, but gets feared back. The ghouls jump on him, and Juice Me Daddy is able to just hit him with a Q. Not much Urion could do there, just getting run down by the Warbreak and the Maiden of the Mist.
Yeah, really good stuff there by Juice Me Daddy and Juice Me understanding Urion not being able to get that early Glacial Shroud, and Juice Me Daddy having enough CS in his pocket to get that Sheen early. Yorick with a Sheen hurts. It hurts early game. It hurts 7 minutes and 45 seconds into the game. Doesn't matter how tanky you are, but that Glacial Shroud really not coming in early for Urion caused that death there, in my honest opinion. But really good stuff there by Juice Me Mommy, understanding the limitations of that champion, and also really putting a lot of trust into Juice Me Daddy, knowing that he's going to output the damage in order for that gank to be successful.
Looks like
Juice Me Blue fight. Oh, sorry.
Mid lane, there's already almost a 30 CS differential between the Garen and the Irelia.
Oh, that's
so...
going to be huge.
Yes. Yeah, fortunately for Juice Me Blue, he was able to recall and come back with a Sheen, so he has something that can help him out a little bit in this lane, but Bear Jr. has so much more CS right now. He didn't buy any massive damage items, he only bought a Phage, but that does mean he was most likely going for that Triforce, which is going to be very frustrating.
The jungle and top laner both have control words on the side of the Juice Me's, so that's good.
Just want to be hanging around bottom side jungle. Ult is up.
Ooh, wow, that's a lot of damage on the Juice Me Blue.
Oh yeah, the ult does not kill Juice Me Blue. Juice Me Blue misses his ult. Juice Me Blue running down Bear Jr., but getting him kind of low, but he has to walk away. Labby is there. Labby does not want to ult on that turret.
Yeah, if I'm Juice Me Blue, I'm really not looking to engage on this Garen. Garen has a lot of innate tankiness with his W passive at the moment. Really can't cut through that. Oh,
Labby gets caught. But Biscats goes in. Chad Penguin ults right in. Destroys Juice Me Kami as the Jarvan ults right onto him. Juice Me Hoagie is trying to run under that turret. Labby's getting very low. There's 3 guys from Labby's team in the jungle of the blue side. She's trying to run away. They want these kills. They are very, very low on the side of REE. A kill for Bear Jr., another kill for Biscuit Hat. And finally, Aurelia is just sitting under that turret. Probably he's going to die soon. A heal coming out and a kill for Labby. At the end of the day, a 4 for 0 as far as I can tell. With Biscuit Hat 3-0-3 with 100% kill participation, 3 kills on this Alistar. Again, probably wish it was on some other champions, but at the end of the day, they're getting first turret. They got a big advantage. They'll be okay with it.
Yeah, Juice Me Hoagie and Juice Me Kami are way behind in this lane. And in top lane right now, Juice Me Daddy putting on the damage onto Urion, trying to find a flashes and gets the final Q with the Maiden on top of it.
Yeah, it's going to be a big Yorick for...
So ultimately, it's going to come down to which is better. Can Juice Me Daddy solo carry this game in the side lane to apply enough pressure to get those advantages. Because right now, the bot lane of Juice Me Family is just really suffering right now. That was a great rotation there by the side of Labby's Ligma to just catch out the bottom lane in a 4v2 situation. You hate to see that, but it just really depends on how far Chad Penman can get onto this Kaisa, especially with Biscuit Hat taking 3 of those kills. It's gonna come down to that, in my opinion.
The bot lane has now been rotated top, probably realizing that Choga does not want to be facing this Yorick ever again. So just leaving the Yorick to face against the Kaisa with the Alistar, want to take more and more turrets.
Yeah, really good recognition there. Urion's not going to have the hardest time, especially early. Already has the Giant's Belt completed as well. Not going to have the hardest time clearing out this bot lane and protecting the turret relatively well. I think Chad Penguin and Biscuit Hat have a lot of pressure on Juice Me Daddy here because he has not got any tank items. So as soon as he steps up, even remotely close, he gets bursted down pretty hard, not having any of those tank stats. But Juice Me Kami is here, though, so it just really depends.
Yeah, 3 people mid, and ult out of the Sivir, an ult onto Bear Jr., an ult from Juice Me Kami. They are trying to run him down, but he's just so damn tanky. They can almost kill him. He's getting ignited. He finally dies to Juice Me Kami. He's not ignited. He is red buff burned. But at the end of the day, they do kill him.
Yeah, that's a really good rotation there.
A lot of ults for just 1 kill, though. Can they get anything out of it? Ooh, as the Morgana gets killed from the side of Labby's Ligma is just kind of caught out there, and they're going to be looking for the Rift Herald now.
This bot
not
is
really
huge.
Sure wish she was there.
205 Kaisa, 304 Alistar, and Kaisa has a 1600 gold lead already over the Sivir. That is quite a bit of damage.
Matt, if you don't mind flipping the team names on the top bar.
Ooh, yes. Give me a second on that. Hopefully my computer
Juice Me Family has anything going for them. It is that teleport, the double teleports they had, as I mentioned earlier. The Yorick might be the only person doing particularly well on the team right now, but he will have a lot more pressure than a lot of the champs on Labby's. So we'll be trying really hard to get some pressure going for his team.
Maybe?
I don't know, Matt. Check the stream.
No. Wait, this isn't good. Okay.
Oh, Labby's in a pretty particular situation right here. It has. Now reconvene. I think that's a good move on the side of Juice Me Family. Things can.
Chad Penguin is getting incredibly low. A flash in from Juice Me Kami just to stun him. Sivir goes in, wants to get a shutdown. Oh, but at the end of the day, a kill.
Warwick is here.
The way of Chad Penguin, but Warwick is here. Warwick ults him, gets a kill onto Chad Penguin, gets a nice shutdown for himself. The Biscuit Hat stays around, still with 100% kill participation, managing to have a lot of impact in these fights. It was interesting to see the communication there. As soon as a Morgana Q hit Chad Penguin, Biscuit Hat, instead of letting Family try to get any harassment, him just went right in as Alistar, tried to just re-engage as soon as they saw a lot of aggression, which has been proving to be pretty good for them so far.
Yeah, Juice Me Mommy has been in the right spot at the right time in a lot of these situations. However, a lot of pressure is being made in mid lane, and Juice Me Family does not want to let the second tower go down, and it actually doesn't. Really good rotation there by Juice Me Family, understanding that that Rift Herald needed to be dealt with early. But still, like I said before, Juice Me Mommy had a pristine Flash Fear play, fearing Chad Penguin away from the tower and being able to ulti without taking any tower aggro was huge. That's a really good shutdown there onto the Kaisa early. He needs a lot more plays like that because right now his bot lane is struggling pretty hard, in my honest opinion.
Yeah, Jusmi Hoagie was keeping up in CS for a while, but is now starting to just fall a little bit behind as Chad Penguin and Bear Jr. are just pumping out this farm, staying at 8 or 9 CS per minute pretty consistently above their counterparts.
But we do see a lot of aggression from junglers. You have 2-2-1 on Juice Me and Labby 1898 2-0-3 on the J4. Maya, in your opinion, who do you think has the higher jungle pressure at the moment?
I would say you have to say the Jarvan. In my opinion, just with 5 KPA, he's doing pretty good. Also, I've not been watching the game the most because I've been looking at other stuff. But
It's all good, man.
Yeah.
Just whenever you got something to say,
yeah,
let us know.
Yeah, somebody walked in, so I just had to.
No, it's all good.
Okay.
So Juice Me Daddy is now in the mid lane. As Juice Me Blue was looking for the rotation, but Labby
jumps right out, ults in, just gets smashed by the Alistar. Hoagie is not having the best time. He's getting targeted so hard in the fight. Bear Jr. is finally getting killed. Juice Me Daddy really wants to carry this game. They are pumping all of their kills onto him right now. He's getting very close to that Triforce. But at the same time, Bear Jr. just have it completed. Juice Me Daddy is currently fighting Urion at the top in the bot lane, getting Urion a little bit low.
Yeah, that Maiden is pumping out a lot of damage to your. Can't really trade with the Yorick while the Maiden is up. Kind of has to be a little bit of point of contention there for him. He's healing up predominantly well, but Juice Me Daddy at any point can throw on the after boosters and burn down that Cho'Gath. As we start to see it right here, actually.
Yeah, he's looking for that solo kill. Maiden is doing a lot of damage. Cho'Gath cannot do much. Will he get the munch on? Juice Me Daddy wants to get that kill. Finally gets it.
Oof.
Will he push for that turret or will he recall? He has a lot of gold to spend and he has that Triforce ready to buy.
Oh, Labby is here though. Not gonna get the tower. Really good response there by Labyrinth 1898. Understanding Urion was a lot of pressure. He's gonna go ahead and walk down and secure the defense on that bot lane turret. Bear Jr. has actually. Well, the mid lane has now gone to the top lane. A lot of rotations here in this game.
Oh yeah.
Chad Penguin gonna go ahead and pick up the enemy blue buff, or no, his blue buff, for himself.
Juice Me Daddy finally recalling and getting that Triforce and also building a Tiamat. He wants to pumping out that damage. Not really going for a tank item yet.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be looking to go to these side lanes and get some of these towers, because that's what a Yorick most wants to do. And
yeah, top and bot are both incredibly low right now.
Labby's LIGMA still has all of their outer towers, so he's gonna be looking to push those down.
So as Labby's taking Dragon down, doesn't look like it's gonna be contended or anything. Something interesting to note: Urion has first bought the Warmogs.
Oh no!
No, but actually has the 3k health.
Does he?
To have that passive.
Wow.
Yeah. Actually has the 3k
I guess
health.
with the Cho'Gath ult, he is able to get enough stacks for 840 bonus health.
So that's actually huge in of long-term team fights. Has the power to just walk out of a fight, heal back up, and then go back into whatever team fight it is that he has. That's actually huge. Usually you don't want to first pick a Warmogs because, hey, you know, the true Warmogs to activate, you need that 3k health. But Urion, understanding that he was able to stack well enough in the lane, was able to get that passive right away with the rush. Really good recognition there by Urion on this champion.
Yeah, I really like that choice. Lab is looking for starting to siege this top turret, but can they really do anything against the wave clear coming out of the Sivir? Not really.
In terms of vision this game, we have the Irelia that only has a vision score of 9 and is sitting on 2 trinkets. Probably like to see the Irelia ward a bit more and
Yeah, and then the 47 vision score
Yeah.
on the Super Kami.
It's crazy. Placement wards everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Got a minor vision score difference in the jungle too, actual 10. So looks like Mommy's popping down those wards.
Yeah, Just Me Family has been managing to keep this game. Oh wait, Silver has the ult away, try to get away, flashes away from the Kaisa W. Not sure if that was really necessary.
You're watching another fight right now. Directed camera had us on Yorick in the mid lane.
It's pretty funny.
Oh, rip.
Yeah.
But with the Sivir scared away, Labby's Ligmas will get that top turret. I was gonna say that Juice Me Family is at least keeping this game within 5k, which was a pretty big goal lead about 5 minutes ago. Still means a lot, but if they manage to keep it that close for the next 5 to 10 minutes, it'll mean less and less. So as long as they're not giving away too many more kills and objectives, they might have a chance in team fights.
Yeah. It all comes down to vision. To any aspiring teams, if you're behind, you can definitely offset that by the amount of vision that you have in your jungle. Juice Me Family has about, I want to say, 2 pink wards out right now. As actually, there's a 1v1 trade going down for Juice Me Daddy versus Bear Jr., but nothing comes of it. The vision that Juice Me Family has in their own jungle while defensive. Wow, there's a lot of action happening. I'm very sorry about that.
Oh yeah, you're good. And ult in. Oh, a clean knock away on the Warwick coming out of Biscuit Hat. Labby ulted on the Morgana, who was able to just ult out, and then Warwick jumped over the wall to try to attack Labby, but was eventually just knocked away by the Alistar. So at the end of the day, nothing really happens, as a lot of members of Juice Family are looking at Bear Jr., who is fast enough to just run off.
Yeah. So as my prior point, if you want to offset any side of gold lead, or if you want to make this game close, it has to be wards. It has to be wards from everybody on the team. Vision control is so pivotal in any sort of game. Whether you're ahead, behind, vision score will save you and your team's life. Buy your pink ward today if you want to win the game. This has been Violet Sociocat's public service announcement.
gotta give due credit where it's due, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Violet Sociocat, wherever you are, Vision wins games.
Still see Juice Me Blue setting on those 2 trinkets. He's got a control ward, but decent vision scores all around. Though at least everybody's using it. I already have a blue trinket coming out from the Kaisa, so.
Indeed. Just Me Daddy jumping onto Bear Jr. Bear Jr. jumping right back. I don't think either of them are confident to go for a kill right now, because neither of them know really the power from the other champion. Who is currently the villain for Garen? I'm actually not sure. Oh, but Bear Jr. wants to push this bot lane. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's just...
Oh my god. That was
Yeah,
really
sorry.
weird.
I was looking at chat.
I thought everyone just like disappeared for a second. I got very spooked.
It's all good, stream wise.
Oh yeah. Just Me Danny running down Bear Jr. Does Bear Jr. want to hop back in? No, he just wants to run. Oh, but jumps right back in and gets a little bit of damage on as Morgana gets killed in the top lane. Labby's Ligma's going right onto the Baron as Juice Me Daddy has to flash away. Bear Jr. flashing right back onto him, hits him with the ult, shuts him down. Baron's at half health, but Labby's Ligma's actually disengage. This is one of the issues with not having a TP on the Garen. They are still in a 4v4, even though a kill came out on their for their team.
Yeah, but again, Yurion being the tank that he is right now, 0-3, but you wouldn't really be able to see it with that giant health bar on the Cho'Gath. just being able to stay a front line for his team. Bear Jr. splitting off. I don't really think Labby has a way. I'm sorry, Juice Me Family has a way in this. They're all posturing around this Baron, making sure they don't take it, but they're losing a tower in the bot lane as sort of like a consolation
split
prize.
Push is pretty strong, but a stun comes out onto Biscuit Head, gets hit back by Morgana Q, gets super low, finally shut down by the Sivir. Oh, just people running away. Sivir ult comes out along with the Aurelia ult. They're getting run down. Chad Penguin is getting super low. Finally gets killed by Sivir. Sivir gets a double kill. Labry trying his best to run away. Bear Jr. gets a turret bot and continues to push. Labby, instead of recalling, runs looking for the Infernal Drake along with Bear Jr., trying to get some sort of consolation.
And they can take this right now. Bear Jr. is in the bot lane. Labby has all but disengaged from this fight. Really good shot calling aspect from Juice Me Family, taking the 2 early kills.
But Ruyan does have ult and a flash. He could try to steal this.
They do not have direct vision on it right now, but I think they know. Oh, he
flashes right in way too early.
That's a tanky Cho'Gath.
It's fine. It's Jurion. He's
good,
bursting it down before.
Oh, buddy. You hate to see that. You hate to see that.
Far too early. Labby is there. Will he go in now? Oh, misses it, jumps right in. Has to ult it and just gets killed. A shutdown for the Sivir, who's picked up so many kills in the last couple minutes.
Back-to-back ints.
Now, you know what would have offset all that? If Labby and Urion had pink wards, they would have been able to better gauge that fight. That's the problem with True Vision, is that you always need it.
Indeed.
And they had to burn the flashes, and in Labby's case had to burn the flag and drag to be able to get vision on the Baron. Had they had a pink ward, they would have made a lot better of a shot call, and they wouldn't have had to lose 2 lives for that Baron just to get picked up by Juice Me Family as they're taking down this
now see Elliot with 2 pink wards in his inventory, so I think he realizes now that pink ward would have been useful there.
Oh, Morgana Q, and then a Garen on the Warwick ult up to the Garen, who finally gets killed, but he does manage to finish off. They do finish off the Warwick. A huge fight coming out. A lot of ults being burned right now. Finally, Biscuit Hats gets killed once again, as Juice Me Kami is as well. A Q onto Juice Me Daddy, who gets ulted by the Garen and finally gets killed. Kind of a mess here, but at the same time, Juice Me Blue is able to just sit in the top side, continue split pushing. A 3-for-2 trade, but that turret might be worth it if you can continue getting that pressure in. But it will be a free mid turret for the side of Labs Ligma, so at the end of the day, it is 1 turret for 1, and they come out with 1 more kill. Chad Penguin with an early QSS, knowing that he's going to be the target of these fights, with the 4 tanks around him.
Yeah, Sivir is starting to come now with that 3 item spike. Definitely a force to be reckoned with. You know, was 0-3 in the laning phase, now 4-4. Sivir is only going to get strong. Kai'Sa, by that same right, is also only going to get well. But in my honest opinion, Sivir deals a lot more in terms of the team fight, and just becomes a hyper carry that you have to put resources on. So far, has been kiting relatively well in these post 20-minute team fights.
Yeah, Sivir going for a 3rd item, Lord Dominic's and Civ, and Infinity Edge, knowing that she has to shred those tanks. Doesn't have boots completed though. Just Me Hoagie is very prone to getting picked right now with so little movement speed. Especially with that Cloud Drake on Labby's Ligmas. He's coming in as Sivir ult try to get him away. Urion goes super deep, wants to kill Just Me Hoagie, who just runs off with almost no health, finally gets killed. As they are trying to kill Just Me Mommy finally gets killed 2-for-0. Bear Jr. running them down, dodges the Morgana Q, does not get stunned by the Aurelia, but cannot catch up to the team. Now the pressure is right back onto Labby's Ligmas, despite the Baron, which is still only on Juice Me Blue now. A Q hits Labby himself, but he's able to just hop away. A huge top lane wave is building. Bear Jr. notices it and runs straight to it, knowing he can get a free turret there if the pressure continues in the bot lane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good stuff there by Labby's Ligma, understanding that, hey, you know, you Baron.
When tanking a turret almost gets killed.
Wow.
Just people gets knocked away by the Alistar, and Urion also takes some turret shots, but will heal up with that Warmogs as Garen is coming down into the top lane with a lot of minions.
It's quite hard to win these team fights when most of the gold lead is focused onto the Yorick, and every other lane besides the Yorick is relying on gold, so that makes it quite difficult.
Urion hopping in, Juice Me Mommy flashing right in, but just getting knocked away. Juice Me Blue hops in as well, getting super low. Urion is getting so low, just wants to walk away just for a second. A kill finally comes after Chad Penguin as Labby gets killed, but so does Bear Jr. and Juice Me Hoagie and Juice Me Blue. A triple kill for the Kaisa, who finally dies to a turret shot.
Chad Penguin.
No! A giant shutdown goes the way of Morgana.
That was a little bit of a two-Chad moment there, flashing into the turret, knowing he was going to take that tower aggro. The most Chad thing you can do. Just kind of biting him in the ass there. A little too over-aggressive as Just Be Daddy has left the game.
Oh, hoping for a pause soon. There we go.
Ayo.
Rip Caleb.
Oh man! So as I was saying prior to that, that whole engage, really good stuff there on Labby's Ligma. Understanding that they had the gold lead, they had a lot of the pressure. Whoa. They had a lot of the pressure, and recognizing that, thinking, oh, you know what? We can just 5v5 this team fight and get as much pressure as we need here in the bot lane, and we can win a team fight. And Juice Me Family not being able to respond fast enough. Really good recognition there by Labby's Ligma.
Laggies.
Laggy's Ligma, yeah.
I don't know what the ping's at. Maybe they are.
Maybe.
Yeah. Looking at the gold on all the champions, you can see how much has been put on the Chad Penguin. Currently with 16,000 gold. A full 4.5K ahead of his lane opponent. Absolutely huge right now. And just finished his death cap, so...
That's a Flame Horizon as well. This is a huge
Wait, what?
Kaisa.
Oh. There's actually a Flame Horizon in the top lane.
Oh, there is
true.
on the Yorick, yeah. This Yorick is very far ahead. That's really the only lead for the side of the Juice Me's.
Yeah, unfortunately, Yorick just... I mean, he's a strong split push champion, but he cannot, like... He can't leave his team alone. They just get engaged by this Alistar and Jarvan, and there's nothing they can do.
Yeah.
Like we saw in the last fight, Urion just ran right in, got himself to 5% HP, and like just hopped out, having taken all of these abilities, and was able to heal up.
Yeah.
So,
with the Kaisa, that's 5K gold ahead of the Sivir, and a Garen that's 2K gold ahead on the Aurelia. That just makes it.
Yeah. Yeah, that death cap starting to chunk. We saw in the bottom fight where Morgana got hit by Kaisa W, who didn't have the death cap completed yet and lost half her health. So if Kaisa starts pumping these out, especially with a second... Oh no, with the Infernal, but there's a second Cloud Drake coming up. But with that Infernal Drake, a lot of damage on this Kaisa W. If we take a look at it, actually, let's see. Kaisa doing a minimum of like, I can't do math, like 800 damage with that W right now. A lot of damage, a lot of AP damage is what I'm getting at.
So what you're saying is, Juice Me Family.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
So what you're saying is Juice Me Family need.
You keep
You
cutting
keep
out,
cutting
right?
Jesus Christ. Juice Me Family needs flex tape.
That's what you were saying.
Yes, that's exactly what I was saying. And I will repeat it 3 different times. That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage for sure.
Goodness.
I just want to say, I was going to chime in during the pause, because I didn't know how long it was going to be. Super impressed with Ligma's bot lane. Both last week and this week. Winning lane pretty hard.
Indeed. Got Baron coming up here soon, so it looks like teams are going to be looking around that, while you just have the Yorick and Gap zooming it out in the spot lane.
Yeah, both with TPs, although Rion has a way to stop it, and Juice Me Daddy does not.
I think you might be able to cast the wall on them and knock him out of it.
Displace them? Maybe.
Might count as a displacement. I'm not for sure though.
That's true. You might be right. A big push in the top lane coming out with Beard Jr. in the mid lane. No wave for Beard Jr. yet, but there's an open inhib in the top lane. Although Sivir's really starting to hurt with these bouncing blades. Chad Penguin already at half health just because of a couple hits.
Juice Me Daddy. We got a lot of damage here. Looking for the
flash away.
Yeah, it's got a cleaver with a Titanic and a Triforce. That's just.
So Bear Jr.'s coming. He wants it. Juice Me Daddy's only at half health. Trying to run away as fast as he can. Get into the wall.
That's
and
so
Bear
clutch.
Jr. can do nothing.
That's clutch as fuck, boys.
Oh yeah. Baron's come up. A Q hits Labby, who actually flag and drags in, gets stunned by Aurelia, really wants this engagement, keeps getting stopped. I don't know if he wants it, to be honest, without his team with him.
Red team is pinging Baron here.
Yeah, not a lot of vision, no vision from the blue side on Baron now, except one little ward by the mid
at least
bush.
know they're looking at it now, so now they're moving over there to check it. Ooh, got him. Finding to the face.
Yeah, Morgana gets smacked, but Kaisa W.
Cho'Gath is still bot lane, which though he looks like he's rotating over now, but
Yeah, it does have TP as Juice Me Daddy moves back into the bot lane, wants to
what
finish
is
off
Garen
that turret.
doing? Garen's going for the touchdown.
Where is he going for the inhib or is he going for a
He's going for a
flank?
touchdown.
Where is he?
That is the deepest flank I've ever seen.
What is he doing?
Oh, he's just trying to distract them while his team takes Baron, and
That's
it is
actually-
working.
yeah. Oh, now they're chasing him, but now
They
they're like,
realize
wait
it's a
minute.
bait.
Yeah.
They
It's
realize
too
it's a
late.
bait. They're
It's
trying to
too
get
late.
there.
It's gone.
A
Nom
smite
from
is
Cho'Gath.
missed, but they get the Baron because they let Cho'Gath eat it. Juice Me Daddy gets a turret in exchange, but it's not a lot. Chad Penguin hopping in. Very aggressive plays.
Labby's Ligma have to be careful here. It is in fact a 3v.
Yeah, they are outnumbered. The Sivir ult is down though.
I don't think they want this. Choose Me Mommy
Daddy
does
knocks
have the
Jr.,
ult
yeah.
available. Oh.
And somehow the team with Baron is getting sieged. Oh, but Labby hopping right in, gets a 3-man ult, a huge Aurelia ult, gets knocked out by the Alistar. Finally, Garen jumps right back into the backline, destroys the Sivir, and finally the Aurelia and Morgana both killed. This might be the end of the game with this Baron on Labby's
Yorick's
Ligma.
Juice Me
Yorick
Daddy
face race.
trying to make something
Doing his
happen.
best. They do not have a very large minion wave coming in. Juice Me Daddy might be able to get an inhib here. He will get an inhib.
Just
He's going to be getting died. Finally gets
oh my god.
Gosh, oh yeah, he's got that in him.
trying to win
top
the game
two.
all on his own. Does have teleport.
All the way,
Should
hits the
probably
face
be
race.
leaving soon.
Team.
He should. I think it is Labby's Ligma's game.
Yeah.
Caleb can't
not-
take it fast enough. That's it.
Yeah.
There you go. Even though direct camera was on Cho'Gath ult. That's pretty funny. Alright.
Well, after a lot of back and forth fighting, the game finally goes to Labby's Ligmas.
Alright.
I don't know how.
I got it. It's just you create a straw poll and then you post the link.
Oh, I thought there was like a thing we had for it.
We do. I don't know it.
Look at some stats here. Oh, it just kicked me out of the lobby, JK. Alright.
Yorick with some crazy damage to champions in that game. A lot more than I expected, honestly.
Alright. Oh, there we go. Now it's getting to the post-game lobby. Hopefully. Maybe.
Let's see.
Alright, there we go. Now we can stream the stats.
I will post. Oh God.
Yeah, put the poll in there.
Yeah, I'll get the poll in.
Biscuit Hat doesn't get MVP. Chad Penguin calling for Biscuit Hat.
I have put the straw poll in the chat. I've put it multiple times. Go ahead and get your Game 1 MVPs in. Gentlemen, what do we think as far as Game 1 MVP? Who really stood out to you guys?
I don't know. Chad Penguin he kind of took a hold of that game in my opinion. Yes, the support Alistar from Biscuit Hat was really good and he did his job fully, but Chad Penguin was being quite Chad. And he did lots of damage and was able to carry his team through those team fights.
I don't know. I'm probably somewhere between Chad Penguin and Biscuit Hat. I think Chad Penguin definitely put on a huge carry performance, but as we saw in that in the fight bot lane, where he just kind of took 3 or 4 turret shots and died to them. Biscuit Hat was a lot of the reason he was able to put out that damage. He was knocking the Aurelia away, knocking the Warwick away, and a lot of the early game plays they were able to make and get the kills they were able to get for Chad Penguin were on the back of Biscuit Hat.
Yeah, I agree. I think Biscuit Hat is definitely the biggest contender. A lot of great engages, a lot of great high profile engages. Understanding that the team was behind him and really disrupted the front line of Juice Me Family to be able to make a lot of those plays happen. And of course, because ADC cannot grab MVP,
Oh, that's
it has to
true,
go to
yeah.
the support.
Yeah, ADC can't get MVP. It's got to go to support. You're right. You're right.
As a matter of fact, boom. There you go. ADCs can't win MVP. So, go ahead, get your votes in. I'll post. I already posted it like a couple of times. So get your votes in on who you think Game 1 MVP goes to. And I think we're gonna cut the stream for VOD purposes.
That sounds
All right,
good to me. All right.
Thanks.